Upside, there we go. And on the left side, it is going to be spawning in as the Chinese. And on the right side, or north-ish side, it is going to be Matisse as the Rus. And this is going to be our grand finals here today, everybody. So I'm excited for what we're gonna have now.
Indeed, it is a best of 3, and we are right now into game number 1. So we're going to be seeing who takes the advantage first. Of course, because of the format of the Warship Club, this is Matisse's home map. He wanted to play in this in high view. So we're going to see why exactly he wanted to play here. I think he was feeling pretty confident after that win against Divine, and getting him to be so cornered into his own side of the map. So we unfortunately don't see the bounty, but I think at this point, Koinu has been doing a pretty good work in trying to fish out those deers against... ooh, that was a nice snipe.
But so far, I mean, it's kind of standard. Both players opening with two scouts. I don't see a third one, not in production either. So yeah, it's kind of just standard. Just chilling for the time being, getting rid of the bounty on the map, and doing a little bit of hugging.
Yeah, I think in terms of match spawns, obviously Matisse has a beautiful woodline that is just right in front of him. That is gonna give him a lot of gold on the side of the hunting cabin, but also is gonna allow him to cut into the wood there and have another couple of wood lines that you're pointing out as well. And he also has a back gold if he ever needs to rely on that one as well. On the other side, you have Koinu, who has a back wood line and a front wood line. I think he's going to try to make use of the front wood line simply because he's right there, but the back wood line is also pretty safe. In terms of the relics, I think this is going to be a very interesting fight for the relics. You have one relic that is quote-unquote secure on the back of each player, and then the 3 relics are right in the middle, and they're going to be very hard to secure without any type of fighting, unless one of the players finds themselves in the back foot from the very early moments in the game.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see though. It kind of depends. If Koinu drops this Imperial Palace right here, then that signals to me that he wants to take this one. But he also kind of wants to eat away at the backside here, because that will give more space, even more space, than he has to build his farmland, or rice fields, I should be saying, because the Chinese have rice. That's actually something, like, I don't know why I remember this, but I remember watching, like, I think it was Spirits of the Law, or it was Age of Noob. It's kind of funny, because the rice farms, they have like 16 small tiny plots along them, while normal farms only have 12.
I think it's 16 for the rice.
Yeah, it's 16
so it is a little bit quicker to deplete, but you also get, I think, an even distribution of how many rice patches you harvest before each run back, something along those lines. So yeah, both players going up. Ooh.
That is...
Both players heading up with Imperial Academy on the side of Koinu. It is the opening that we've seen from him before, and Golden Gate going out for the side of Matisse. And he's also pairing that up with a wheelbarrow. So he's going to want to have the economy edge going into the next time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends, right? It's if you have enough bounty, you are actually, and a good enough hunting cabin, you're actually able to get that wheelbarrow completely for free, honestly. Do C2TC, that's a hard sentence for some reason, for Matisse here. Somewhat standard as to what we saw previously. And yeah, I don't think we will see it. I mean, yeah, we will see a 2TC, what I'm talking about, from Koinu here today.
Yep, it is. I think one of the areas of the map that is calling me the most is that boar on the south right there, because not only does it help you keep away that bounty quite a bit in case Matisse still has to get a little bit more bounty, but it also opens up the possibility to protect the gold that is a little bit up north from there, as well as just have something on the flank that can protect you. But
Mhm.
it seems like the Barbican is going to be the first thing that comes out here for the side of Koinu, to just have that gold on lockdown, make sure that your wood line is not harassed as much. And that is going to be very protective. And we've seen that from Koinu before in this tournament. The other times that he has played Chinese, he has used it effectively to secure the gold and make sure that that is not going anywhere.
Well, unless you think about the game too against the English, where, well, longbows was pretty effective doing that. Anyways, we do see this is not a second TC yet. Okay, now it is. Now it is. So this is going to be dropped here, and this is actually quite a decent position for a hunting cabin, I would say. And
Yeah.
I thought about this a little bit previously. With how people figured out how to play Ruse on Hideout, I'm actually surprised that people haven't started like just slightly. Oh no, this scout isn't injury, isn't it? It's fine. It's fine. Just like drop one here, a hunting cabin here, drop one here, like you do normally in a game, one here, and then one here, and it's like, yeah, it's not a lot, but it's still like 100 gold per minute, which is sort of effectively a relic.
Yeah, it is a good question. It might just simply be that players have other strategies that are like there is a whole theorem on mathematics, and it also applies to a lot of strategy in competitive games where you have the maximum local value strategy. So
Okay, we're going that deep. Okay, yeah, yeah, no,
yeah,
no.
we're going like super freaking deep on this one. But to make it simple, there might be various viable strategies, but people sometimes fall into the local maximum strategy, which is essentially the best strategy for
Yeah.
that particular place. And for hideout, it might be that cabin span. But for something like high view, maybe there is just a little bit that says, hey, you know what? You can get away with not doing that and doing something else.
This is a bit awkward.
Probably borrowing a little bit of the vine and getting just enough stone to get a couple of outpost upgrades when he needs it. It's a little bit weird that there we go. Now we have the uh, town center going up here. It is a little bit of a far away for those deer, so unless he's thinking about getting professional scouts and bringing them back,
No, 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 no.
uh,
You drop a middle here and then you supervise them.
yeah.
That
Oh yeah,
is.
because
That
yeah,
is the only.
yeah.
Wait, whoa! I didn't notice this. This is a third TC for Matisse here.
They're really just booming the hell out of each other, and also another thing that I just spotted. What is that wall from
Oh
Koinu?
wait, what the?
Right in the middle of his base. Like,
Oh,
what?
okay, okay. I can't. We've talked so much about this. I feel like it's a recurring thing right now. But like, do a wall here, do a wall here, and now
Yeah,
you've secured your gold and your stone.
that is a little bit of a thinking wall, I think.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not even a thinking wall. It's a thonk wall.
yeah, then that's gonna be pretty interesting. And then, man, I
Ah,
really, I really want to have the stats at hand of like, has the player who walled first won a game? Because I think it only happened once, and it was Divine.
it wasn't
Um,
gorge. It wasn't gorge, right?
it was on Gorge
Yeah.
that the player who walled first was the one to come back. I think Koino versus Neri was also a game on that, but the other times, walling yourself short, as opposed to selling yourself short, uh, doesn't seem to be that advantageous a strategy, especially on something like Highview, where you do have those hidden forests, because you don't even get access to that extra little bit of view range from having the walls. It just really becomes a case of, well, you're not gonna see anything anyway, so
This wall is so long, it hasn't even been spotted out, and it's like a third of the way through. Anyways, now finally some action is gonna start happening though. The spearmen coming out from Koinu and the archers coming out from Matisse here. nice preemptive outpost coming up, and finally he's pulling his attention towards the deer carcass that's here on the ground, and actually a knight here as well. So that's he should be happy. His outpost is effectively going to secure this position instead of building a wall where you have a barbican and an outpost. Seems a little bit redundant, but it's fine. It's going to be booming up behind this, and yeah, slowly and surely going to be building his army here now. Koinu actually going to be focusing towards the castle age. Has a lot of gold in the bag right now, and is slowly but surely getting there. Matisse, on the other hand, no plan inside right now on going castle, but that might change very quickly when he sees the fact that your army my goodness, compromises? No, consists.
Composition.
Your army consists of a lot of archers. Well, they're gonna be pumping out some very nice nest of bees.
Yeah. I do like to point out as well, look at the relics. None of the relics are on the side of Koinu. And they might not be, you know, he's not an
at least he has the
HRE
sacred
level throw, but it is still very unfortunate that he's not going to have any of the relics to take back to his place on this one. And we have seen the astronomical clockwork tower going up and getting into that castle age. That is going to open up a few of the upgrades for the Chinese player Koinu. I don't know if that's going to be enough, given the amount of map control given up. And we can see a RAM going up now in the shadows for Matisse. And you can see the military numbers, 20 to 4. You know, bring them together and you have 420. And at this moment, I have to ask, what is Koinu smoking? Because it is a little bit of a precarious situation to not have the major wall that you were building completed, and you still have your opponent on the other side of it, and now pushing forward.
Yeah, finally though, the battering ram is going to be starting to focus down that outpost that has been upgraded now. Nest of bees nowhere in sight just yet. They are slowly being produced, and he's going to be forcing their way onto the battlefield any sec now, but this outpost will be going down before that happens. Villagers going to be vacating already from that outpost, knows the inevitable come, and the knights is getting some nice charges off there in the meantime, getting some of them off. The archers here has to be careful though, they're actually being the front line right now. This nest of bees is going to have a huge field time. Wait.
Nope.
There it is, finally goes off, and there it is. It's not too much damage, but it's still enough to repel Matisse for the time being off here. And the mill is going to be safe with 32 gold inside.
Indeed, and Matisse had a really good raid. He should probably be thinking about going up an age sometime soon. Getting your opponent on the same take level as your opponent is going to be very important, because even though he has double the amount of military units right now, it is not enough to overcome the power of the Nest of Bees, which is obviously going to be starting to mess up over time, as well as just the Barbican of the Sun is going to be a protective location for the foreseeable future. So he needs to get into the castle age. He needs to be able to build keeps, or right now, as we're seeing, an outpost forward, to have a little bit of vision, to have a little bit of an anchor whenever he does his pushes, to be able to fall back on that. And another engagement now coming up, another Nest of Bees volley going over. Didn't get too much of it, and the Barbican of the Sun has been upgraded, as you just pointed out, with the Springald inside. So it is going to be dealing quite a bit more damage, particularly to those horses and the battering ram, which is now just trying to escape.
It's 250 wood, but keep running, my little friend. It's gonna be safe for the time being, though. But yeah, honestly, it's not a very huge change. I mean, it is a huge change, but being the Barbican of the Sun and being able to actually get all of the emplacements, it's really, really nice. I really like that change. Abbey of Trinity now, though, and even though Koinu has had a lot of time in the Castle Age already, it's not a single monk, not even a monastery. He didn't even try to attempt. He doesn't even have a... Okay, he does have a way out of his base, at least. And so, yeah, it's... At least you're not the HRE right now, not being able to get a single relic, so we should be happy about that. Now, this scout in the back, he's kind of happy. He knows there's a
That's
golden.
just been chilling. He's just, you know, sitting there with the horsey, looking at the people. He's cosplaying as a Chinese officer inside the Rus gold line.
Now this is how you wall people. You get map control with your wall.
It is a very interesting funnel that it creates in the center. You know, if you squint your eyes just right, you might be seeing the faint silhouette of Gorge on that center middle, and just getting flashback to those first few games where you had the Gorge in the middle and having to fight for that sacred site. And Matisse is doing a good job here, just increasing his production units, increasing his production of units themselves, getting the upgrades into the Castle Age, and he's been able to keep up with the economy of Chinese.
This is gonna be rough. The boar has been taken, and Koinu knows this because of the fact that it disappeared from the map. And there's no tower since Matisse was already walling, and now he needs to be a little careful. He needs to bring his army to actually defend this, as it's gonna be quite rough here. There's a lot of food on this villager. Look at this villager. He has 30 food, and if he gets taken down, it's quite rough. But the stealth forest is doing wonders. The villagers are able to escape. And behind all of this, of course, the relics are being picked up by Matisse. In the middle now, finally some action coming down. 4 nests of bees working on this little wooden fortress. Getting the upgrade a little bit too late. I'm not too sure if that's something you want to keep on going there, Matisse.
Yeah, you should cancel Matisse. Cancel!
You don't need to cancel to get resources back.
Oh, you just get it back. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Just get it back.
That number one update I would make if I was a developer. Just, punish these fools who don't cancel upgrades.
Could be interesting, certainly could be interesting. Now, night raids happening on the back now. Scout joining in. No, that scout. Where did that scout go? I actually don't know where the scout went. Anyways, night raid on the backside now, and still some action in the middle here. I was about to say mid lane. That's how engraved my brain is into League of Legends. Jesus.
Good nest of bees there to get a couple of kills off. And this is not a position that Matisse really likes. He has his knights sort of tangled up into a chase on the back line, and they should be getting forward to attack the nest of bees to be able to just destroy them. But you have 2 knights from Koinu taking up the time for, how many are there? 6 knights on the side of 7 knights on the side of Matisse, and they might not even be enough since they're all pretty low health. They do get both of them, but now they need to go after the nest of bees, and you can see those. They are ready.
They are ready. They are already clicked, and if a single Springle shows their face right now, they're gonna be popped very, very.
They're advancing forward a little bit more, than they're shooting the town center. They start in the volley. It is
damage. It's quite a lot of damage.
It's 4 nest of bees just going at it. It reminds me of me playing Total War and just having all of the siege units fire at the same time to deal maximum damage, even if it was completely overkill. A couple of Springles on the side of Koinu, they're going to be able to put a little bit of a stop to the Springles on the side of Matisse. They're going to exchange fire, and one of the Springles on the side of Matisse is going to go down. The 2 Springles from Koinu are responding. They're not firing at the other Springle, but that's fine. And the nest of bees fire again. Man, that guy just kept running. He didn't look back. And now the hometown center for Matisse is getting flamed on, or I think that is the secondary TC, not the home TC, and it gets destroyed. The villagers there, they are in a precarious situation. You don't want to lose them. You have an equal economy, but that is not going to be enough to recover, and Koinu is going to pull back. He says, I've done the damage that I wanted to do. I wanted to get rid of that TC. I don't need to do more right now. I just put you on the back economic, and I can pull back. And it's interesting to see that Matisse has an advantage military-wise. He has 64 units to 37, but the fact that those nests of bees are there, the fact that they're well-positioned, makes it very difficult for Matisse to respond.
Yeah, and yes, while I was fighting what was happening, right, I was looking and thinking, like, this should be good for Matisse, but no. The fact that all those clockwork Springles, they take 3 shots instead of 2, so all you know about Springles you need to forget. And look at that. It takes so much damage. It's pretty rough. Trebuchet now starting to work on the production buildings, making sure that they can't go forward. And not a single... Oh, hi, kitty. Kitty on the floor. And not a single... there's nobody mining for a keep here, so... A keep is in the possibility for Koinu, but there's not a single possibility for a keep right now for Matisse. There is probably a lot of tickets. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 5 tickets there available, so not utilizing it properly right now.
The main problem for Matisse here is that if he wants to put a keep, he needs to put it near the sacred site.
Yep.
If he does
Oh, no.
something like we've seen before of putting a backward keep, that would be very difficult, and that trebuchet just goes down immediately. It didn't have any supporting units.
He needed 5 trebuchets to take down, no, 5 Springles to do that. Oh my goodness.
It was with surgical precision. Now Nest of Bees firing again on a couple of knights that were there, horsemen that were there on the sacred side, and I think Koinu is thinking, I want to take the middle sacred side. Forget the sacred side that is behind my base.
Oh,
I'm gonna take the middle one first.
No, he's looking for the gold, right? He needs to take this gold. Look at the map, right? He has this small gold, yes, but you need to invest somewhere on the map. Why are you not taking this one actually? Anyways, he needs to take some gold on the map, and he wants to be making sure that his investment is getting the most out of it. Now, Clockwork Spring. Oh my god, you're doing so much damage. Now, the Spearman is a little bit of trouble here. Those Springolds now on full warfare. Clockwork Springolds is going to do a whole lot of work here, though. As remember, they do take more damage. They need 3 shots.
These are 2 for forward.
Ooh, that is scary.
They do get a good number of kills, but one goes down, a second one is gonna go down for sure. By then I know.
Wait,
well, the second one goes.
Didn't even notice.
That is a high armory going down.
Yeah.
Going into Imperial for Matisse. He thinks he's still in the game. He probably knows he's still in the game. It's gonna be interesting to see what he chooses to do from here on out.
The battering ram is still alive from her. Just walking around with like 28 HP, but look at this, like there's spearmen all over the map now, or all over his front line. There's a lot of idle here. And right now, the only thing that really can save him, I feel like, is just I don't know. I mean, this gold has been taken. That's a weird placement for the keep, but right now I'm not too sure. I mean, you're kind of forced. I feel like you're kind of forced into having to do something crazy here. But Koinu is being the one, or being the crazy person, by going very forward with that keep. Now Springle's here, and he's actually going to go up with the Spirit Way. Interesting. Not a lot of placements to actually go for the what's the other thing? Great Gate of China, I think it's called. But like, look at these spearmen. There's not even palisade guards here. There's just spearmen. They're not even that tanky. But there's no units for Matisse to actually be able to deal with this. I don't see any. I mean, I do see crossbows, yes, but I don't see any archers that's actually able to deal with this, because they all just get instantly shut down by the Clockwork Nest of Bees. And now the keep is going up in the front base, and the high armory is just going to be boosting up a single siege workshop that's currently upgrading to roller shutter triggers. Oh no, that is triggering me, that's for sure. We'll have to see where this one goes, but I feel like Matisse here is in a super rough position. He doesn't have any production now, and he's literally fighting with some Streltsy and a bunch of villagers. I'm not too sure about this one. Even a warrior monk getting in on the fight against some spearmen, and a second keep going up on the wood line. The only wood line that really is left. It is gonna be mining the stone in his base. Oh my goodness gracious, that is pretty rough right now. I'm not too sure what is the plan of attack for Matisse right now. He has a bombard out, but I'm not too sure if that is the thing you want to go now. Even more knights. Though I don't even think Matisse has noticed that these knights are here, because I sure as hell didn't. And we have God Vision. And more villagers.
It is.
If
down. You look right now at the resources, they tell a story. And that story is that Matisse is floating 4,000 gold and barely getting enough food to keep up the production. And the production is just minimal. Right now, Koinu is saying, okay, you cannot deal with spearmen, then I'm just going to keep producing spearmen. And you can see that keeps going, getting the upgrades for the defense against range. Yeah. It is, I think, gonna be GG in a moment. It's gonna be game number 1 for the side of Koinu, because he's just swarming the place. He's just not allowing Matisse a moment to breathe, a moment to regain his composure, build a mass of units that he needs. and that is going to be the first GG that we're going to see in this series. Is going to be Matisse on the back foot, going down right here against Koinu. Koinu taking the game 1-0 and
Yeah.
heading into map number 2. Here's the thing. This is why